You know that feeling when you bite off something that's more than you can actually chew? I got a bit of a mouthful right now with this boat. Welcome to part 2 of my huge financial mistakes. And I'm not sure how much more of this I can actually financially take. So a lot of things have definitely happened since the last video. This looked nothing like this. It actually looked like this. I had to replace the actual stringers that run across the inside of the boat because they were all really rotted out from these penetrations, and all the wetness and water kind of ruined all the wood. So all that went out. I bought some Douglas fir for boat building, put that in there, and now it's onto the actual Kusa decks or Penske board or whatever this stuff is called. Basically it's like a foam fiberglass honeycomb sandwich composite. Super lightweight, completely impervious to water, so that's why we're going to be using this. So first I'm going to fiberglass one side, and then we're going to fiberglass the other side once it's on the boat. But before we do that, put a hot coat of epoxy, a really hot coat too, by the way. This wasn't very smart to do this in the sun. That's kind of a cool texture. I mean, I didn't really expect that, but this is what happens when you put epoxy down when it's too cold and too moist outside. Oops. These are polymer fuel tanks. I bought them because they specify gas or diesel. However, my boat is a big diesel engine. When I say big diesel engine, I mean big diesel engine, meaning it uses a lot of fuel. And the problem is these pickup lines are too small, and the return lines are even smaller. And the boat cycles all of this fuel over and over and over, meaning these tanks would be overwhelmed and they would not actually feed that engine what it needs to consume to run. I wasted money because I can't change the fittings, so we have to go back to the old fuel tanks. Fortunately, they never really leaked. They started to get kind of pitted, so I ground all the corrosion out, epoxied and fiberglassed them, and put on a huge layer of Total Protect, which is this epoxy paint that's really good on aluminum and metals like that to keep corrosion off my tank. Oh, that's also Ruthie. She's my volunteer for today. And honestly, this really shouldn't be an issue because I have completely new decks. Water shouldn't be down below my boat, so I'm really feeling pretty good about this, considering they never really leaked to begin with. My helper is not helping. Looks like we have an unexpected guest. Fuel tank is in. Oh, that's pretty bright. Brighter than I am. I basically got the LEDs in for underneath the decks because it's always great to be able to see what you're doing in the dark. Now comes the fun part. I have to glue the entire deck down with epoxy. Then we're gonna put screws into it afterwards, but first we're gonna level it and glue it down. Once that's complete, we're gonna roll on this layer of 1708 biaxial cloth with chop strand matting, and then we're gonna pour the first layer of epoxy on it and glass it down. After that, it's a layer of 8-ounce fiberglass cloth on top. I'm not really sure what cloth weight I should be using, but it seems like this would help hide some of the imperfections. It's very late. However, a lot of progress got done, mainly on this. Ooh, the decks. There's a layer of 1708 fiberglass, which is like a majorly like structural fiberglass. It's got like multiple different types all in one giant sandwich. Very thirsty for epoxy, however, it is all done. Wow, like 14.5 feet long. And this is honestly kind of a lot of work. This is a 14 by 10 deck, which is a lot of deck space on this kind of boat, but it is a work boat for me. And yeah, it's a lot of fiberglass coverage. Thank you, Total Boat, for giving me your expensive epoxy to waste on this project. It looks pretty good for an amateur, I would say. However, it's currently got Total Protect epoxy paint. This is not UV stabilized, so I really need to take care of this soon. It's been sitting out here for quite a few weeks now. But another layer of that is going down, and then we're gonna put Total Tread on here, which will give it like a non-slip finish, and it will look pretty heavy duty, I guess. but that's on to the next video for that. Are you tired of low quality YouTube merchandise where someone just pastes their logo on a shirt? I actually did that in the past. I'm not very proud of that merchandise. Now I've got some very cool merchandise I'm very proud of that looks sweet, that you can wear at all sorts of occasions. Go to Sripol.com because now I have some sick merchandise. I had my intern, Ruthie, she drew this. It's amazing because I finally want some cool merchandise that you can actually just wear that's not really super related to the channel. However, it is my boat on the back of the shirt. We're actually going to be doing a limited production run of these at the first time, so it's going to be a pre-order. So maybe we'll go for like a week or two, then all these shirts will be made, and that's it. I don't think I'm going to make them again, so if you guys want to check it out, I got a link down below. The same people that make Tucker Gott's merchandise are the same people that I partner with to make these sweet shirts, so you're getting some very cool t-shirts. These aren't those really crappy glide-in shirts that I had in the past, but these are high-quality custom shirts. So if you want to support my channel, check out these shirts. Buy some crap because I need more money to burn on this boat. So I'm working on my boat over here right now, and I'm looking at this plate thing. It's a copper plate for lightning protection. Couldn't figure out what this thing was, but it clearly says Dynaplate, not supposed to be painted. Holy crap, that actually doesn't fit. Huh. That is actually not the same diameter as that hole. I guess they upgraded it at one point and then decided this was the method they're going to use. This is why I hate working on old things. You see this nut? It's all rusted. Actually, it's not really rusted, it's corroded because this is bronze. However, these threads are so freaking pitted that this nut has to be worked in and out, in and out. It's all out. Pretty gross. And I just gotta do it 4 more times. That wasn't so bad. That is completely out of there. That certainly didn't take as long as I thought it was going to take, and the reason why we're taking that out is it's really windy today. We need to take the rudder out. This boat has a rudder that's supported by a skeg. The next thing we need to do is prioritize priorities. We really need to get rid of this propeller and propeller shaft because I'm actually committed to doing a full repower on this boat. Obviously, this boat is requiring tons of skills and things I've learned throughout the year. But if you guys want to fast track your creative learning process, there's Skillshare, our sponsor for this video. Skillshare is a massive online community where you can dive into thousands of classes taught by very passionate people on the subject matter. Here's something really cool. I'm gonna give you an example. This is a course on Final Cut Pro. For me, time is money, and I don't like wasting time on like a bunch of YouTube tutorials trying to find out that one specific thing I need. Everything is super categorized, so you can find out the thing you were missing or the thing you want to see again without having to scrub through the video a million times to find that one sweet spot. For me, I'm definitely like a YouTuber now, making all these projects for you guys to enjoy. I know a lot of you guys have mentioned like, how do I become a YouTuber? Skillshare is a great platform to learn all of these things on, such as video editing, entrepreneurship, marketing, and social media. For all of you watching at home, if you, definitely making me. Hey, would you look at that? Skillshare has videos on public speaking, which I am very bad at, so I'm going to have to definitely learn these courses so I can talk to you, the audience, more better. Skillshare even has a mobile app, so you can continue your learning experience whenever it's convenient for you. If you guys want to unlock your creative potential for free, Skillshare is giving away 1 month free for the first 1,000 of you who click the link down in the description below, and you can start learning today. Sometimes you just don't have the right tool for the right job, so I have the wrong tool for the wrong job. I got my ball jack from my car over there. We're gonna use it to pull this prop off. I don't know how well this is gonna work, considering that prop has been there for 42 freaking years, but we're gonna keep turning this thing and find out. Maybe a little bit of heat might help us out. Bending the base plate of my bottle jack. 24 hours later, it hasn't budged. The only solution is a bigger bottle jack. on this thing with a hammer, and honestly, I probably should have taken this packing nut apart, because if you look on the inside, it turns out the shaft has actually changed diameters because of overheating and burned out stuff. Anyways, this stuff is definitely a no-go as far as reusability, so we're going to get rid of this, and yeah, I'm definitely going to my big stainless shaft now. Sometimes the secret is just a lot of heat. Woo, finally got this out. Probably wouldn't have done this if this was stainless. However, I have no use for a Tolman bronze shaft. Damn, this thing's kind of heavy. Ugh. Surprisingly, after all this effort, the shaft is still stuck. Damn, look at that thing. Oh, that's pretty cool. I made that short, and a lot of people have been giving me some crap about it. Well, let me tell you, when you buy a boat that is not brand new, these things are problems. Like, check this out. This is another thing. I'm very glad I've been tearing apart this boat, because you find all sorts of things that shouldn't be the way they are. This is a sea strainer. Water comes in, goes through the strainer, filters out a bunch of like seaweed and junk so it doesn't go in your engine, and then it comes out. This is what I found on the boat. This is a nipple extension, not a hose barb for clamps. It's kind of smooth, but it has some threaded ends, but anyways, it could still leak. This is definitely not the right component for this. Like, you have a $5 component versus a $10 component. I am very glad I'm tearing apart this boat, because I'm finding things that are just not quite right. And this is also below the water line, meaning the water's up here and this is down there. So if the hose were to slip off of this and I'm not on the boat, you have a 1.5 inch diameter hole in your boat. It doesn't take very long to sink it. And I'm pretty sure my bilge pumps won't keep up with the hole this big. So yeah, boats. Boats. It's the very next day from pulling that prop. It rained so much last night that the tarp's full of water and my makeshift ghetto structure broke. At least my deck is still sturdy. It's still standing. Ugh, gotta clean this crap up. Like a whole swimming pool in there. How deep that water is. Pretty good amount of water in there. And over here we installed this cool bomb-proof hatch. It's a Freeman hatch. It's very expensive. I got it for a deal because it was used, sort of. Old stock somewhere, I don't know. It's definitely got a lot of access space down there for all the boat activities. Another thing that I'm surprisingly pretty okay at for large projects, it's something called project management, where I'm trying to figure out what needs to happen in a certain order of operations to get to the finish line all roughly at the same time, where I'm not waiting on something. The windows turned out great. I'm very glad I did them first, because these just came in a few weeks ago, and I was just actually ready for them now because of some horrible delays last month, and I couldn't work on the boat as much as I wanted to. And if you're wondering about the screws, that's actually how the windows are installed. No, I'm actually just kidding. These need to come out one more time because I need to back them with a foam gasket, and then I can put them back in. However, we got the windows in, which are these aluminum windows in. They look kind of like RV windows almost, in the way you just screw and bolt them together. However, they're marinized, so they're made with some really decent quality components. And they turned out fantastic, and I got windows on a boat now. It looks good. I'm happy with it. So here we have a Volvo TAMD 60B. Oh wait, no, it's actually a Cummins QSB 5.9. So yeah, I noticed a lot of people were complaining about the old Volvo, saying like, hey, don't rip that out. Don't replace that with some dumb electric drive. You're right, I'm not replacing it with the dumb electric drive. I'm replacing it with a sweet Cummins motor. Can't believe I paid for this. The reason why I'm actually getting rid of the Volvo though is it doesn't make a lot of horsepower, it's not turning the right RPMs, it's an old motor, and the problem is parts availability and finding an actual mechanic that knows how to work on these old Volvos. Now true, it is a good engine that probably lasts a while. The problem is just getting parts for it. I don't want to deal with it. I would like the modern convenience of a more newer engine. So I found this Cummins QSB engine from a guy who just hit me up saying, hey, I got a motor if you want a motor. I went and looked at the motor. The motor sounds great. I gave him a lot of my money, like half a year's salary, and now I have a motor. You may be wondering how we got here. First we had to do this. It's time for the engine removal, and guess who showed up? Sam.
Yay! First part.
Won't that fall?
Did not help. Okay.
world.
We did it!
It's out.
Okay, now we got some space to work with.
We just used our massive idiot brains with our idiot strength to rip the transmission out. But now we can jerry-rig some crap to lift this thing out. On the data sheet on this motor too, and with this 2x4 sketchy contraption that Sam whipped up.
Master of the 2x4. First the brake, now the engine hoist.
He's actually really good at this sort of stuff. It's actually hilarious how many things we've made of 2x4s in the years. We're going to lift this 1,700 pound engine out of this hole. I'm actually going to take off the transmission to lighten the weight to about 1,500.
I feel like this shouldn't be shown on the internet. Oh well.
Sometimes I really should have probably paid a professional, but I can't afford a professional.
Wait, I'm literally here. See if this falls on. So we got the 4,000 pound winch. No, 6,000 pound chain hoist for maybe 2,000 pounds worth of engine. So it
because
should
it's Harbor
be
Freight,
good.
it's probably actually only rated to 2,000.
Just some 2x4s, 2x10s, 2x6s. Everything's transferring down. Solid. We'll talk in a second.
Wow, Sam, that's why I pay you the big bucks.
Yeah.
I'm actually not paying him that much because I don't have any money. All my money's in this freaking boat.
Maybe we can. Okay, Beer, hurry up.
You put it on there? Yeah, I pull the bar out. And just like that, I got the world's heaviest seat.
We're going back to Egypt with how they moved to the pyramids or something.
This is the strangest pyramid ever.
Ohio to Egypt.
We got some black iron pipe on this trolley sled thing, and we're gonna try not to kill ourselves.
I'm gonna take this off.
All right. You think it's gonna work?
Give it a 30%. 20?
20%?
100, dude. Full send.
It's going. Man, that thing's gonna be so tight. The top clearance and the cradle.
Oh, keep going.
That's about all you get.
And a little more. Forks are clear.
And we've got it successfully out of the boat somehow. It barely fit through here, and we definitely don't have the right equipment. It's very maxed out as far as the data plate in this forklift, and I'm very impressed it actually worked and none of us got hurt. So, all things considered, that was a complete success. Now I can do my favorite thing in the world. Collect the 40-year-old bilge sauce.
Could plant a tree in that.
Were you enjoying the video? Oh, I'm sorry. Apparently I don't have all my cameras, so this is where the video ends. The boat looks totally different, but you're going to have to tune into part 3 to see that. Hopefully part 3 comes a little bit sooner. Anyways, yeah, make sure to check out Skillshare and... Oh, wait. I'm wearing the wrong shirt. Hang on.